Hi everyone and welcome back to Woman2Woman. We're currently in the middle of a series looking at answering some of life's big questions, such as how do I overcome stress or how do I rebound from failure. I hope you're enjoying this series with us. Well, this morning we looked at a big question, and that question is, how can I be confident during a time of crisis? Can we be confident in a time of crisis? Perhaps you're listening in today and you feel like a storm has hit your life. You feel that right now that you've been caught up in a whirlwind of pain, of sudden disaster, of fear, of anxiety. Something's going on in your life or in your family's life. You know, in the book of Proverbs chapter 3, it says that if you're a child of God, that you have no fear of sudden disaster. How can that be? Can we really be confident during a time of crisis and of trial? Well, today we looked at a well-known story in Scripture, a scripture that we've looked at many times at Woman2Woman. It's the story of the disciples and Jesus in the boat. Remember, these guys knew all about being out at sea. They were seasoned fishermen, and a massive storm hit. They knew the extent of this storm. They knew that this was a ferocious storm, which is why they were so afraid. And Jesus was in the boat asleep. He'd had a busy day. He'd been travelling around. He'd been teaching and healing the sick. And he was in the boat asleep. And the disciples came to him and they were like frantic because of this storm that had hit their life. How can we be confident in a storm? Well, we can learn from this story, in particular the way Jesus responds, because in this story, Jesus actually got in the boat with them, and that's the first C of our 3 C's, closeness. Jesus was with them, and that makes all the difference. If you are a child of God, then you can be assured that during that storm, Jesus is with you. He got in the boat with them and he is with you today. He knows what you're going through. Isaiah says that when we walk through the waters, he will be with us. We will not sink beneath the waves. When we walk through the fire, we will not be burned because he is with you. Number 2, not only is he with you, but he cares. That's our second C. God cares for you. He cares for the situation that you are in just now. He cares that there is a storm raging around you and he wants to help you. You know, in the book of Romans, it says that there is nothing that can separate you from God's love. There is no storm that will take you away from God's love for you because he cares for you. And our final C is this, control. When a storm hits our life, when sudden danger or disaster hits our life, the feeling of overwhelming feeling of disaster, the overwhelming feeling of that we are just out of control. God, I don't know how to deal with this. God, I don't know what to do. Why is this happening to me? What can I do? How can I make this better? And quite often we can't. And that's why it's important in that moment to release control to God, to Jesus. Because while that storm was raging against that boat and the disciples were afraid, and you may be afraid today, Jesus wasn't. Why? Because he was in control and he stood up and he commanded that the wind and the waves be still. He told the storm to shut up, to stop, to cease, because he was in control of that whole situation and of the lives of his followers, and he is in control of your life today if you have surrendered your life to him. You know, in the book of John it says that in this world there will be trouble. There will be. Disaster will come. You know, you will have troubles and trials. There will be things that at times will feel are overwhelming you. But in this story, Jesus is showing us that he is with us. He is close to us. He is showing us that he cares for us. And he is also illustrating to us in this story that he is in control. So today, whatever the storm is that is raging round about you, we want to encourage you today that Jesus is with you. that he cares for you, that you can be confident in this crisis because of that, because he is with you, because that he cares, because he loves you, but most importantly, because he is all powerful and that he is sovereign over your life. So release control to him. Give him that disaster and allow him to carry you through the storm. So tune in next week for our next big question. Until next time, God bless.